Good evening, everybody. I hope all of you are in complete health. Uh, I think I forgot to send you this chapter. Yes, because some of the students told me I haven't sent this chapter to you. Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry about that. I forgot. In this situation, when I forgot to send you because I'm very, very busy, please send me an email to remind me, okay? But I promised you to send you tonight. Okay, I promise you to send you after class immediately to not forget it. So I do apologize for this delay. I do apologize, and I try to don't repeat it again. Okay. Uh, you have question, Mr. Nurasani? Okay, okay. Your microphone is free, and you can ask your question.
Sir, you are hearing me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Sir, we know that you have told us that about the individual project and group assignments, right? If you please clearly mention the dates for both assignments, we will appreciate it because we exactly don't know the exact date. If you write down in the message box or you send us an email, so that would be clear for us. Like our business strategy and marketing teacher has mentioned the date, so it's like a deadline, and we have to prepare our reports regarding that date. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Please let me explain about your project and your assignment at the end of class to let the other students come in, okay? I want to tell to all of you, because if I explain now, because some of the students have not logged in class, they cannot hear. So at the end of the class, remind me to explain about your assignment. But as you know, I send your syllabus in the first week of class. In first week of class, and I wrote everything in that PDF. I mentioned about 3 topics, and I explained that you should choose one of them and provide a 10 pages report. But also you have an assignment. I have prepared your assignment. Your assignment has 3 questions that you should do it individually. These 3 questions are very easy and you practice together in class. For example, one of them is related to decision-making tools. By use of the decision-making tools, if you remember, you should select, for example, one of the projects. This is one of your questions. When I send you, you need 2 weeks to answer them and resend me. Of course, it takes only 2 hours, even less, because they are very easy and they can answer them easily by study the only slides. So don't worry about that, okay? And the final project you have to form groups, 3 person or 4 person. I don't know you have done it or not, but I repeat sometimes in class. If you remember, I told you you should form the 3 or 4% groups and choose one of the topics and start to study on each, approval 10 pages report. So I cannot.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay, sure.
We have your PDF file, and you have mentioned 3 points, 3 main topics. One is critical success factor of supply chain management, one is total quality management, and another factor is lean operation. So we will make our groups, and we will write down this report for you. And please also mention the exact date of this report, as well as we will remind you at the end of the class to give us those 3 questions, and we should choose one of them, and we have to make our final individual report accordingly. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sure. Okay, I remind you to ask your questions at the end of class, okay? Okay, some of your friends mentioned in chat box for me that we have already made our groups and we have started work on our final assignment. Okay, very good. But please let me explain more for those who don't know about final project. And then don't worry about that, because the project is easy. If you start it, you can finish it during 1 week. Okay. So at the end of the class, I will explain more. Okay, please let me continue. We talked about the just-in-time, and I told you the just-in-time is a strategy that arises from Toyota company. Just-in-time means deliver right quantity in right time and in right place. We talked about some details of just-in-time, and now we should continue that. The just-in-time and impact on employees. As you see, this strategy also can affect on employees. Employees are cross-trained for flexibility and efficiency. Improved communications facilitate the passing on of important information about the process. With little or no inventory buffer, getting it right the first time is critical. Okay. It shows that in just-in-time, employees should be trained as cross-trained. Cross-trained means that they should train in every direction. For example, when there is a changes in the process, because they have been trained, so they are ready for every changes in process, and there is no concern about changes. On the other hand, the communication facility among the employees should be improved, that they can communicate together through the production process to tell each other when they need their materials. When they need materials, they should inform each other quickly and to receive the materials to continue their job. Okay. Okay. You can turn off your microphone because I can do that from here. Okay. As I told you, defects are waste. When workers produce units one at a time, they test each product or component at each subsequent production stage. Machines work cells with self-testing, detect defects and stop automatically when they occur. Before just-in-time, defective products were replaced from inventory. But here we have not extra inventory, so the employees should be careful about producing sound products. So there is no buffer here. Buffer here means there is no extra. So employees have to do their job in right way in the first time to prevent inventory waste or damage. Okay. Reduce space and inventory. While removing inventory in just-in-time, I mean the extra inventory. Also, we can reduce the space. And the inventory must be in very small lots. Lots means package. So the suppliers can send a small package or a small quantity to customer to prevent the extra inventory. On the other hand, using a small lots or a small package can reduce delivery cost and also can be easily transferred to customer. The customer can check it, inspect it to see if there is any problem, resend it back to supplier. Also, units are always moving because there is no storage. Because there is no storage, the units that you have placed order to supplier are always moving from supplier to customer. Because you have ordered a small quantity. So you have to receive always your order from supplier. It can have some advantages such as decreasing cost, such as inspecting or monitoring the materials easier, and prevent the workers or labor time idle. Just in time and inventory. As I told you, that inventory is at the minimum level necessary to keep operations running. So in just-in-time strategy, we have to keep our inventory level in minimum level. Only we need it, or only it's necessary, we can receive the inventory or raw materials from supplier. There are some tactics in just-in-time inventory. Use a pull system to move inventory. Reduce lot size. Develop just-in-time delivery system with suppliers. Deliver directly to point of use. Perform to a schedule. Reduce setup time and use group technology. There are some tactics that can help operation managers to keep inventory level at minimum. Reduce lot size means they reduce package size. Or container size. And also develop just-in-time delivery system with suppliers. You can set up a system with your suppliers to run the just-in-time strategy. Deliver directly to point of use, perform to a schedule. And also the scheduling is very important. For example, which day you need how many units. Yes, pull systems means as much as you need, you use inventory. Pull system means as much as you need, use inventory. Not one more, not one less. Okay, it means pull system. Yes, exactly. Kanban. Very good. No stock. Exactly. No stock. Kanban. Kanban is the Japanese word for card. Card means signal. A system that can send a signal. The card is an authorization for the next container of material to be produced. A sequence of Kanbans pulls materials through the process. Pulls materials through the process means that pull or receive as much as the process needs, not more, not less. Many different sorts of signals are used, but the system is still called a Kanban. For example, the workers in a production line or assembly line are working together. Okay, one of the workers finish its job or finish its material that he or she is using, it can push a button or send a signal to inform person that I have done and please send me next raw material or next container, next box. This system means Kanban. It can prevent the inventory waste. It can reduce the cost. For example, when you finish, you can send a signal to inform that I have done. Please send me next material, next box. Okay? This system means Kanban. So here card means signal. In traditional system of Kanban, for example, Japanese use a piece of cloth or a flag. they put a flag or piece of cloth on their workstations, and when the others see the flag or the piece of cloth, they understand that they have done, so they send next back to them. This is a Kanban system. For example, in this factory, as you see, when the workers workers finish their work, they send a command or they send a signal to last workstation or the last person to inform them they have done. Then next. Okay. Advantages of Kanban. Allow only limited amount of faulty or delayed material. Problems are immediately evident. Puts downward pressure on bad aspects of inventory. Standardized containers reduce weight, disposal costs, wasted space, and labor. Okay, as you see, in Kanban system, when workers are using a few materials one by one, they can check it carefully to prevent the faulty material, to find the faulty material. So in this system, the problems are immediately evident. On the other hand, the advantage of a small inventory and pooling materials through the plant advantages of a small inventory and pooling materials through the plant only when needed are significant. For instance, a small batch or a small lot allow only a very limited amount of faulty or delayed material that, as I told you. There are numerous aspects of inventory negative or are bad. Among the bad aspects that are poor quality, damage, occupied space, committed assets, increased insurance, and increased material handling. Kanban system put downward this negative aspect or bad aspect of inventory that I told you. And also the containers that are used for transferring materials can be built standard or can be standardized through reducing weight, disposal cost, and wasted space, and also labor. You want to go for pray. Do you need direct for pray or not? Because some of the students send me privately and ask me to give break for pray. You want to go to for pray? If you want to go, and you can go, but please come back soon. Okay. Okay. Please come back soon. Thank you. Statistical process control. Statistical process control is a technique that helps operation managers to find faulty or defective products. That I'm going to start this chapter today. The statistical process control is a new chapter that we will start in this class. There are some diagrams that can help you to find defective problems or defective process. Empower employees. It's not new. I told you before, if you remember, that one of the things that can help to increasing quality, that training and empowering employees. Build fail-safe methods. Pokayok checklist. What's the meaning of Pokayok, or what's the Pokayok? Do you know? Pocoyoke, okay. Pocoyoke is a Japanese system. No, Pocoyoke is a Japanese system that the Japan used it for mistake proofing. By use of this system, Japanese can identify the defective products. For example, they can use some technology to test the product to see if there is any problem. They can put them aside or repair them. Okay? And also checklist is another system that can be used. Yes, it's the quality control system. Yes, exactly. Expose poor quality with a small lot just in time. When the material lot, I mean the material lot size, reduce, decrease, the poor quality can be exposed through just in time. Because in just in time, we receive the small lot size or a small package from supplier, sorry. So through this, we have enough time to check them because they are the number of quantity are smaller, and we can identify the problems very quickly. Provide immediate feedback, and also you can use the feedback system to receive any information from your customer about quality of product, such as email, such as online chatting, and something like this. Questionnaire. Choose a production system. Empower employees. When you train your employees and when you give authorization to your employees to check every product that he or she is producing, they can consider and they can be careful about the producing that part because they have been trained very good, very well, and also you have given authorization to them to check the quality of the parts themselves. Also, it can be effective way on improving quality in your company. Okay, it means give them authority to check themselves the quality, yes, through training. Okay. Choose a production system is another system. It's similar to just in time, but it emphasizes on continuous improvement. Build an organizational culture and value system that stresses improvement of all processes and also the part of everyone's job. Okay. The continuous improvement under TPS or Total Production System means building an organizational culture. Okay. So the improvement can be integral part of every employee's job. So it can be part of everyone's job. By building organizational culture, you can make or provide an atmosphere, a good atmosphere, that in that place or that atmosphere, every employee can do his or her job in the best way. When all of the employees do their best, and also all of the process are monitored by engineers or by managers, you can tell that you have built a good organizational culture or value system. Through this, you can continue the improvement in your process and also quality and also the labor skills. In this system, the people are treated as knowledge workers, engage mental and physical capabilities, empower employees. So, future production systems focus on employee more. Just in time focus on inventory. They try to reduce the inventory waste in just-in-time system, but Twitter production system is a name of another system that focus on employees and try to empower them through training and authorization to continue the improvement of process and product. Okay, so Twitter production system focus on employees. Just in time focus on inventory. But yes, employees means people. No, sorry. Here the people means the customer. People are treated as knowledge workers means that you should know the customer. You can imagine that the customers are knowledge workers, high knowledge workers. Through these, you cannot cheat the customers. So through this, you can respect for people or for customers. Okay. No, here people are treated. I treated as knowledge workers means that you should imagine that your customers have high knowledge about the quality. So it's better to prevent the cheating them. You should focus on process improvement to produce high quality products. Okay. Through the Twitter production system, the work shall be completely specified as to content, sequence, timing, and outcome. It means that the job and work should be completely specified. For example, by managers for labor. The content should be specified, should be clear. The sequence should be clear, time should be clear, outcome of that job should be clear. Internal and external customer supplier connection are direct. Product and service flows must be simple and direct. Any improvement must be made in accordance with the scientific method at the lowest possible level of organization. Because the continuous improvement in process is critical in critical production system, so the product and service flows in this process must be simple and direct. Because the complicated product or service process or product and service flows can make problems. Any improvement must be made in accordance with the scientific method. When you are going to improve your process, you should use the scientific method, not traditional method based on your knowledge. It should be scientific at the lowest possible level of the organization. It means that they should use the scientific method at the easiest way, at the easiest level to be understood by everyone in your company. Okay? Any question? Okay. Lean operations. Lean operations is the third strategy or third system. It's different from just-in-time in that it is externally focused on the customer. Okay. As I told you, just-in-time focus on inventory improvement. Critical production system focus continuous improvement in process and also on employees. And lean operations is another system that focus on customer. It starts with understanding what the customer wants. Optimize the entire process from the customer's perspective. So when you focus on customer, you have to produce only the things that customer wants. If you don't do this, it means the waste, because you cannot sell your product. You will lose your customers. So by understanding the customer needs, you can prevent waste, you can reduce costs. So you can sell your products very easily. This is lean operation system. How you can do this? You can do that through the marketing research. For example, you can provide the questionnaire and distribute among customers and collect the data to see their needs. Sorry. Okay. Building a lean organization. Transitioning to a lean system can be difficult. Lean systems tend to have the following attributes: use just-in-time techniques, build systems that help employees produce perfect parts, reduce space requirements. Okay. Okay. it uses just-in-time techniques to eliminate virtually all inventory. And also, in lean organization, just-in-time can be used. These systems that help employees produce a perfect part every time. Reduce space requirements by minimizing travel distance. On the other hand, another attribute in this system is develop partnerships with suppliers, helping them to understand the needs of their customers. So they should help their supplier to tell them your customers' needs. On the other hand, they educate suppliers to accept responsibility for satisfying customer needs. Eliminate all but value-added activities. Material handling, inspection, inventory, and reward are the likely targets because they don't add value to their product. So you should eliminate everything that cannot add value to your product. It can be waste, it can be cost for you. Make jobs challenging, pushing responsibility to the lowest level possible. It means pushing responsibility to the lowest level possible. Build worker flexibility. You can do this through product training and reducing job classifications. It means that you can train the employee educate suppliers means that they for example, holding meetings with suppliers to tell them tell them the customer needs. And the make jobs challenging means responsibility. Make responsibility for customers. For employees, so that they feel they are responsible to producing these parts, for example, so they can do better job. This worker flexibility means that you can train the worker some jobs, not one job. Because if you train them only one job, you have to employ many employees. But when you train some jobs to one employee, you can reduce cost. You don't need employ more labor or more workers. Yes, one person can have more than one skill. Very good. It means worker flexibility. When one labor have more than one skill, for example, 3 skill, 2 skill, you can employ less employees and you can reduce your cost. So we conclude that all of three systems, just-in-time, Twitter production system, and lean organization, focus on eliminating waste and reducing cost. One of them focus on inventory, one of them focus on continuous improvement, and lean focus on customer needs. Okay? Any question? Just in time in service organization. The factors that are very important in a service company are suppliers, latency, scheduling. These factors are very important when you want to run just-in-time system in service companies. You must make line contract with supplier, and you must find the better suppliers for your job. The layout is very important, especially in some service companies such as hospital. You should design the parts in a way that reduce the traveling among parts, especially for example, in hospital. You should know where emergency should be located. Operations room, recovery room, should be located in the right place in a hospital. It means layout. Inventory also is very important. For example, in restaurant, and scheduling, that means that you should adjust time to deliver the right quantity to customers to eliminate delay. It means scheduling or time adjusting. Okay? Okay. This chapter finished now. And I'm going to start new chapter, a statistical process control. But before that, before starting new chapter, please let me, we can talk about the assignment and project, and after that I start the new chapter. Do you agree, or I start new chapter and then talk about the assignment or final project? So at first, talk about final project and assignment. Okay? So all of you agree? Okay. Please let me upload. Okay, please let me upload. Can you see? Okay. This is group assignment. As I told you, you can form 3% or 4% together and do this assignment. If you want to do it individual, no problem. I expect you select one of the 3 topics that have been listed here. Critical success factors of supply chain management in your favorite industry. Critical success factors of TQM, total quality management, in your favorite industry. Critical success factors of lean operations in your favorite industry. Okay, you can choose one of them and search through internet, through articles, and then that what are critical success factors. For example, in supply chain management. In one of the industry that you wish, you can, for example, you can select automobile industry, wood industry, electronic industry, no problem. I gave you authorization to choose your favorite industry. Then you select one of them. Every industry that you can do in your country. Yes, hospital, restaurant, no problem. Everything can be. Every industry, education industry. For example, at university. Yes, it's up to you. If you want to select industry out of your country, no problem. You can do it. For example, in Iran, in Pakistan, no problem. You can search in internet and you can download the articles, study them. But if you do it in your country, it can benefit you. Okay? Because it increases your knowledge. If you want to be an operation manager in your company in future. When you select one of them, you should provide 10-page report and identify what are critical success factors in that manager in your industry. Reports should include 3 parts: introduction, body, and conclusion. In introduction, you are expected to introduce favorite industry situation in your country. For example, you can write, we have chosen hospital. The hospital situation in our country is like this, like it. For example, we have private hospital, we have governmental hospital, and then in body, if there is any historical research, you can mention it. If there is no historical mention, you can search in internet and download the articles and study them to select the success factors in that industry, and then write in body part. And finally, you can write the conclusion and recommendation for future. It means that when you identify the critical success factor, in conclusion, you can write which one is more important and which one is less important. You can rank the factors and you can recommend to future researchers or students that want to continue your research. For example, you can mention, we have done this part, you can do another part. This is a kind of recommendation. Maximum 3% can form one group. No problem. If you want to form 4 group, also 4 group is acceptable for me. But not more than 4 group. The maximum 4% in one group. Sorry. Maximum 4% in one group. Yes, very good. No problem. Okay. The final project make up 50% of your total mark. Okay. Also, you have one individual assignment. Individual assignment I should send you. I haven't sent you because I told you in the first of class I was very busy and I do apologize. But when I send the individual group to you, there are 3 questions in individual. You can answer them. They are very, very easy. If you spend time, believe me, it takes only 2 hours. Yes, I will send you by email. I will send all of you by email the individual. Believe me, it takes only 2 hours. And the deadline for individual, when I send you, you have 2 weeks. 2 weeks. It's very, very. I think it's very, very enough for you to complete that. As I told you, it takes only 2 hours, but I give you 2 weeks. The deadline for group assignment is 1 week after last class. 1 week after last class. But if you want, I can extend it. No problem. If you cannot do this, you cannot finish it, I can extend it 1 more week. For individual assignment, you have 2 weeks time to send me answer. 2 weeks. Okay? So don't worry about that. Because they are very easy, and because I know that you have no problem to answer them, I send it a little late. Because as you see, the operation management is very easy. It's very easy subject. And there is no complication. So don't worry about your assignment and your final group. You have enough time to complete them. Okay? Any question? Individual assignment is 30%. There are 3 questions. Each question 10. The total is 30%. And 20% is for your presence in class and active and the level of active in class. Because some of you ask questions in chat box, it's clear that you are listening to. you are listening to class and also you are active in class. It means that. And the academy has told me you should allocate some scores, some marks to active level of activity in class. I thought, okay, it's clear now. Okay, please explain. Okay, please explain it to your parents that are absent in class. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, now please let me upload a new chapter and I will explain a little about that. The rest of the slide can be explained next week. Okay, a statistical process control, the new chapter. Okay, a statistical process control is related to quality. When you want to monitor the quality of your product, when you want to you monitor the quality of process in your company, some tools that can help you do that. Okay, a statistical process control are tools or diagrams or charts that can help you to monitor the process. What's the meaning of the monitoring the process? If the process is not under control, if the process is under control, it means that the products that you are producing have no problems. They are based on a standard. The quality is acceptable. But when the process is not under control, it means that somewhere there is a problem. For example, the problem is from labor, the problem is from machinery, and something like that. Because the products are being produced is not based on a standard. How do you test it? In every company, in big companies, such as Dell, such as automobile industry, there is a quality department and there is a laboratory to test the product. Okay. Variability is inherent in every process. The problem or variability means problems. For example, when you produce 100 units, when you test it, when you measure the quality, you can see that all of them are not the same, exactly the same. There is a little difference, for example, in weight, in temperature, in height, in dimensions, or in any variables that you want to measure. There is a little variability. Some of the variability are natural, or in other words, common causes, but some of the variability are special, or in other words, is assignable causes. If the variability or problem is natural, we cannot do anything because they are natural and they don't make any trouble for our process. But when the problem is special or assignable, it shows that there is a trouble for process. We should stop the process to search the source of problem, because if it continues, it results in producing defective products, faulty products that can increase costs. So provide a statistical signal when assignable causes are present. So we don't involve in natural problems. So the things that important for us that can make trouble for us is special or assignable causes, such as labor mistake. Machinery has broken and we didn't understand. Detect and eliminate assignable causes of variation or special causes. Natural variations. Natural variations, also called common causes or common variations, affect virtually all production process. Okay, there is no problem. Expected amount of variation. Output measures follow a probability distribution. For any distribution, there is a measure of central tendency and dispersion. If the distribution of outputs falls within acceptable limits, the process is said to be in control. Okay? So, natural variation or natural causes don't make any trouble for us because they are natural. And all of the natural causes falls within the acceptable limits. Acceptable limits means we should provide a range or limited area if all of the feature, all of the specification fall within this limitation, we can tell the process is under control and there is no problem. But if one of them falls outside this limitation, allowed limitation, we should stop the process because there is a problem. Assignable variation, also called special causes of variation. Generally, this is some change in the process. There is some change in the process means there is some problem. Variations that can be traced to a specific reason. Okay, when you face such a variation, you can stop the process and look for the specific reasons. What is the source of problem? Something is going wrong. How do you understand the problem? Because you can select sampling from your product and take them to laboratory and test them, measure them. For example, measure the weight, measure temperature, measure the dimensions, diameter, and compare them with a standard that has been defined by engineers. Then you can use the statistical process control that are charts. You can see the process is under control or not. So the objective of the statistical process control is to discover when assignable causes are present or special causes are present. We have to eliminate the bad causes and incorporate the good causes. So these are our objectives in this lesson. No, Kanban was used in, as I told you, Kanban is used in just in time. Kanban is for controlling inventory, the number of inventory. It cannot identify the defective product. But a statistical product is tool. Yes, yes, Pokayoka, exactly. A statistical process control is a kind of Pokayoka. As Mr. Zormati told, the statistical process control is a kind of Pokayoka. It is a system that can alarm you there is a problem. Very good. Control charts. Control charts are a statistical process control constructed from historical data. The purpose of the control chart is to help distinguish between natural variation and variations due to assignable causes. It means that when you draw these charts that can help you, is there any assignable causes or special causes or not? If there is no assignable causes, okay, you can continue the producing. But when there is assignable causes, you should stop the process and look for the reason. This is a kind of chart. How we should draw this chart? Before starting drawing these charts, we should distinguish two concepts, variables and attributes. Variable is any characteristics that can take any real value, that can be measured directly, maybe in whole or in fractional numbers. Continuous random variable. Variable means any parameter that can be allocated a value. For example, speed, temperature, dimensions. You can use the tool to measure them. You can use the tool, for example, you can use the scale to measure weight. You can use the speed meter to measure the speed. Okay, so the speed, the speed, the temperature, the weight can be a variable, but attributes cannot be measured directly. Defect-related characteristics classify products as either good or bad, or count defects. For example, you cannot measure them, but you can distinguish them in some groups, such as good quality, bad quality. Hardworking person, not hardworking person. Talented people, not talented people, for example. You cannot measure them directly, but you can use these groups to separate them. For example, you can use the good quality, bad quality, and test them and yes, no, yes, very good. Categorical or discrete random variable. For example, you can categorize them in random variable, means that it can be separate. For example, yes, no. It cannot continue like variable. Okay? It's very important. So, try to memorize these two concepts, variable and attributes. Because when I want to explain the charts, some charts are related to variables that can be measured, but some charts are related to attributes that cannot be measured. Then you can measure the weight when you want to, for example, when you want to control the weight for your product. You are producing a product that weight is very important. For example, the engineer has emphasized that the weight for this part should be maximum 2 kilograms. When you select the randoms, select sampling. For example, you are producing 500 parts in 1 hour, each hour. You cannot control all of them. You want to control the process. So you have to select the randomly the sampling out of these 500 units. For example, you can select the 20 out of 500 and take these 20 to laboratory and test their weight. When you test their weight, by use of these charts, you can tell the process is doing well or not. The charts can tell you, for example, there is something problem. According to the sampling that you have selected, for example, according to the 20 units that you select out of 500 randomly. So this chapter is related to statistical science also. Sampling, standard deviation, population, and something like this. And I suggest you study some concept of statistical science, such as standard deviation, such as the mean, sampling, and something like this, before continuing that. Okay? Central limit theorem. Regardless of the distribution of the population, population means the sampling that you selected. The distribution of sample means drawn from the population will tend to follow a normal curve. When you take the 20 units, for example, 20 units to laboratory, and by use of the statistical science, you distribute the variable of this unit. The variable, what is the variable? The thing that you want to measure. For example, the variable is weight. The weight is very important. You should control the weight. When you select 20 and measure them by scale, for example, the unit number 1 has 1.8 kilogram. The unit number 2 has 2 kilogram. Unit number 3 has 3 kilogram. Number 5, 220. When you measure them, you should write them the results, the data. And you should calculate the mean of these 20 weight, the mean. So, in our chart, X is the variable that can be measured, that should be measured, such as weight, temperature, diameter. The thing that is very important for our product. The X bar means the X when you put a line above X. When you put a line above X, it means X bar. That means the mean of X. When you put full line on X, it means X bar bar. X bar bar means the mean of means. The thing that is very important for us in the control chart is X bar bar. We should calculate X bar bar in laboratory. So, when you select randomly 20 units and take them to laboratory, and by use of scale, you measure the weight, you should calculate the X bar at first, the mean of the X. Then, can you see? When you put two line on X, it means X bar bar. It is called X bar bar, okay? X bar bar is means of means. But when you put only one line on X, it means the means of X. X bar. Okay, X bar means when you put one line on X. X bar means when you put two line on X. Here we write X bar because there are two lines on X. In statistical process control, X bar is called mu. This sign is called mu. In mathematics, we call it bar, not double bar. In statistical science, we call it bar, not double bar. Okay. And standard deviation. Standard deviation is another concept in statistical. The students who have bachelor degree or a degree in statistical know this concept very well. But standard deviation means the sampling distribution will equal the population standard deviation. He was always absent. Okay, I don't know the problem. But I want to tell you that the standard deviation means that a deviation. Deviation, what's the meaning of deviation? Yes, change, very good. It means that there should be a little change from mean, from X bar, or from mu. When the change or when the range is very high, is not good. It shows that there is a problem. How can we calculate the standard deviation? A standard deviation can be calculated like this formula in this box. Sigma X bar equals sigma divided square n. What is n? N is sample size. What is the sample size? The amount of the quantity, the amount of the units that you select to take it to laboratory is called sample size. For example, when you select 20 units out of 500 units that you have produced to take them to laboratory, the 20 is sample size because you have selected sampling, you have done sampling. How much for your sample? 20. So sample size or n is 20. Sigma is a standard deviation. Yes, it can be 12. It depends on your product. It depends on your product. Yes, it means that you can consult with a statistics consultant or with engineer to tell you as operation manager how much you should select sampling or how many units you should select as sampling to take the laboratory. When you calculate these two items, X bar and sigma X bar, we can draw the charts that I will show you. This chart. This is the range. You know the cross line. This is upper limitation. This is lower limitation. It means that there should be a change. There should be a range. Sorry, there should be a range or limitation that all of the x or all of the variables that you have measured should be fall within this range. For example, it can be x. This is x. This is weight, for example. Weight for sample 1. Weight for unit 2. Weight for unit 3. Weight for unit 4, for example. When you have calculated these by a scale, you can put the point on this chart. to see whether they have fall within this limitation or range or not. When one of the points was outside the limitation, for example, like this, can you see? Yes, this is acceptable limit. Very good. For example, this one has fallen outside this range or accepted limit. Sorry, accepted limit. It shows that there is a problem in process. There is a assignable causes or official causes. Yes. The thing that is very important in a statistical project that we should calculate the upper limit and lower limit. We want to calculate this. When we can calculate this range, we have nearly done our task. Then you can put the all of no. As you see, all of these points have fallen in this accepted limit or allowed limitation. This area is allowed limitation, the area between the upper and lower. This is upper limitation, this is lower limitation. If the all of points fall within this limitation, it's okay. The process is under control. They are the X. These points are X, weight, speed, temperature. But one of the points, as you see, has fallen outside. Yes. If one of the points falls outside this limitation, allowed limitation, it shows that the process is not under control. So, in this chapter, we should calculate the upper limitation and lower limitation quantity. We should calculate this number. When we calculate this number, we can zero this chart and put our variables to see they have fallen within or not. So please let me explain the rest of the chapters, rest of exercise, the next week. No, all of the points are the samplings that you have selected. For example, when you have select 20 units, so the sample size is 20 units, and we have 20 points. These are the units of the products. For example, the cylinder, the piston in the automobile industry. You have selected 20 pistons to see how much is the diameter. Okay, very good. Oh, one of the students has asked me what about the assignment. I talked about the assignment. You were absent. Oh, I talked about assignments and I asked your friends to tell about you. And I asked the friends to explain the assignment for those who was absent in the class. Okay, I explain it again. The class has finished. The class has finished now. If you want to leave the class, no problem. But those who was absent, I want to explain again the assignment. Okay. The class has finished now. You can leave the class. Those who were absent, we can stay to explain them the assignment. Okay, as I told you, okay, have a nice time and goodbye. Have a nice time. Okay, goodbye everybody. Okay, bye. As I told you, there are two assignments, individual assignment and group assignment. In group assignment, I expect you to form a group. 4% maximum can be member of a group. Okay, you should select one of them: critical success factor of supply chain, critical success factor of TQM, critical success factor of lean operation. When you select one of them, you can choose your favorite industry, every industry that you wish. For example, hospital, restaurant, education, automobile industry, every industry. Okay, when you select one of them, you have to provide 10-page report about your research. You can search in the internet about the critical success factors. I explain you. The critical success factors are factors that can affect on management in one industry. Okay, then you select one of them, and through the internet you can search about the critical success factors in different management field. For example, supply chain management field, TQM field, or lean operation field. And then provide 10 pages. These 10 pages can have three parts: introduction, body, and conclusion. In introduction, you should explain a little about your industry situation that you have chosen in your country. For example, you should explain about industry situation. What is the location? What is the position in your country? Is it good? It has good situation, bad situation? How many types there are in your situation, and something like this. In body, if anybody has searched about that in your country, you can mention it. Historical research should be mentioned, but if there is no historical research, no problem. You can mention your research. For example, you can say that we have identified the critical success factors, and you can list in your body. For example, the good management, the high knowledge management is one of the factors. For example, the access to, for example, the high technology is another, for example, factor. Then so in body you should mention all of your research results, and then finally you should write the conclusion and recommendation. For example, you should write in conclusion which factor is important, more important, in which factor is less important, and then you should recommend the future researchers or future students who want to continue your research. You can tell them, you can mention in recommendation, I have done up this part, you can continue from here, for example. Or I have done this part, you can do another part. When anybody read your research, they can see what has been done by you or what has not been done. They can search about the things that has been done, that has not been done. Okay? Individual assignment, Individual assignment has 3 questions. I haven't sent you, but I send you soon. For example, I think I send you tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. The last class is 2 weeks later. There is 3 questions that they are very, very easy. Believe me, it takes only 2 hours. Because they are exactly the things that I explained in class. Individual assignment is a 3 questions. I have not sent you, but I will send you tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. You have 2 weeks to send me answer of these 3 questions. But believe me, it only takes only 2 hours, but you have 2 weeks time. The deadline for group assignment is 1 week after last class. It's very easy also. The 10 pages, you have 4%. If each of you do 2 pages, you can finish it less than 1 week. But if you need more time, no problem. I can extend you. No problem. I extend the group assignment if you cannot finish until deadline. Okay. Okay, no problem. If you have problem, I can extend the deadline for group assignment. But the individual assignment is the 3 questions that I lectured in class. For example, one of the questions is about the decision-making tools. You can use the decision-making tools to select the best project. If you remember, it's very similar. Okay, no problem. They are very easy. No, there is no limitation. You should answer the question carefully and completely. Believe me, it takes only 2 hours. Don't worry about that. But you have 2 weeks time for individual. And the deadline for final project is 1 week after last class. But I can extend it. No problem. Okay? No, you should answer the questions completely. Believe me, I told you, it takes only 2 hours. You shouldn't answer in brief, only the last result. You should also write the process of solving. Okay. If you have not question, the class has finished. The group assignment has been sent to you the first week. I send you this file. Didn't send you? I send you this file. The first week of class. 10 weeks ago. Yes, but I haven't sent the individual assignment yet. I can send it again for those who haven't received. I send you the first class. Okay, I will send you again. Don't worry. Okay, don't worry. Just now I want to send you the last slide, the last PowerPoint. Just now, okay? Okay, have a nice time and have a good night. Goodbye, everybody. Good night.